Hello, and welcome to another episode from the desk of a Navy wife, where you may or may not hear my kiddos in the background. My name is Raina Worthy, and on this podcast, we like to dive deep into the unique challenges, triumphs, and experiences that come with being a military spouse. So kick back, relax, make that cup of coffee, or get that evening dinner ready, and just listen to me in the background. Hi, everyone. I am so excited for you all to join us today, for everyone tuning in. I am joined with Catricia Durr. She's going to be speaking to us all about her entrepreneurship journey, as well as mental health, motherhood, and this military life that we are a part of. So, Catricia, would you like to go ahead and tell our listeners about yourself, your business as well, and any other information you would like to share?
Okay. Hey, everybody. I am Catricia Durr, or Kay. I am a military spouse. I'm a mom of four, and I started this journey long ago. I actually started in network marketing, started with personal development, routines, and systems, and I did not know anything about that. And so my husband had got ADOP orders, and it kept me busy to help pour back into myself. So that kind of helped me pave the way outside of having a background in therapy. That kind of helped me pave the way into coaching experience. So I'm just so excited to be here. I'm able to birth a new journey, thriving under uniform, where I get to help military spouses pour back into themselves, find resilience in themselves, and find their identity under all the many hats that they wear, under all of the many roles that they play. So I'm able to do that. And I'm just so excited for this journey and just so excited to be here with y'all today.
Thank you so much. And I'm so happy that you do that for military spouses. I do feel like often, because of all the hats that we wear, we do forget about ourselves. So for you to be able to create a platform and also create your business catered around us as military spouses is crucial. And I'm grateful for you being here and grateful for what you do. I'm going to roll around and ask you some questions today. So we're first going to kick it off with your entrepreneurship journey. Can you share your journey into life coaching and what ultimately inspired you to start your business as a military spouse?
So something that helped me start this journey, I was still trying to find myself. I was in grad school. By that time, I've had two children at the time. And so
Okay.
I something to find who I was outside of that. And I needed a way to still pay for daycare,
Right.
because military life still don't give you all
Thank you. I was gonna say that still costs.
all the benefits. Not get me wrong, and the journey is good, but I still needed to figure out, it was expensive. Daycare is expensive for military families, and so I needed that extra income, and I needed to also give into myself, because I was pouring, and I wasn't able to find myself. I lost myself. And so to be able to have the background in mental health, even though I had the tools, it was hard to give it to myself. And
Mm.
so to go through that journey, I was able to, something sparked. Okay. And so I was able to find that and learn the routines and the systems and utilize that inside that therapy field to help other moms, to help other military moms, because I needed that. I need that, and I couldn't give it to me. So I wanted to give it to somebody else who lived the same journey as I did in the military life.
Yes, thank you so much, because I think when it comes to just us as military spouses, like you already said right up front, hey, I lost myself. And I think some people don't feel comfortable with saying that, but it's
Yeah.
okay to say that. Own it. Own it if you feel like you've lost yourself or portion of yourself. And then what are you going to do about it? Right? What are you going to do about it to change that?
Right.
So, my next question is, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced as a military spouse building your business, and how did you overcome them?
I think some of the biggest challenges is getting out of my own way, being a new mom, and the PCS changes.
Right.
So those quick orders back to back, you did not know that they were going to come at first, and then they change over time. So the transitioning, the creating new routines over and over and over again, and most of the routines do not work for you. So I needed something that would work for me as I transitioned through all the change, especially this previous one that we had. It hit home run, okay, and it hit the ball out of the park because
Right.
I'm not going back. I'm going to find something that's going to help. I'm going to use all these skills. I'm going to go to the book. Okay, I'm going to do my research. I'm going to figure out a system because that's literally what it is. It's a system that works for me and not working against me. So I'm able to create the system, create the mini bite-sized systems that work for me in the process.
I like that you said you create the mini bite size, right? You're not taking it on as a full chunk. It's, hey, whatever works for me, everybody works differently, but what really delving into what that looks like, what that is. So, how has being part of the military community influenced the way you run your business and also connect with your clients?
So something that works for me, I can say being around other like-minded women and them, it's the community. You always have a community that's going to build you up no matter what space you at, no matter how far you are, you always connect with other women. You always have a community, someone there to have that helping hand for you, whatever that may looks like. And so I'm just so glad to be able to have that space.
I love that. And sometimes you have to create your own community if you feel like one doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like with you and taking on your clients, do you feel like it comes off more community centric?
Yes, it does. Not only community, having that space to be heard, having that space to be seen, because they don't see us. They don't see us. They don't hear us. The things that we want, it gets pushed on the back burner a lot of the times. And no matter what we do, we want to be seen. We want to be heard. We're so much as giving everything, pouring out everything, holding down the fort. When the orders are in place, we're the ones that's there on the outskirts. But who's there to help us? Who's there to support us? So we don't have that. We have to go and create that. And so what that looks like, you still have to do that inner work on creating the things that you want. It's going to start from the inside of you. What it is that you want, asking yourself those hard questions so that you're able to build that and you're able to connect with that a lot.
I do feel like it's definitely an afterthought, at least for us as military spouses, and even sometimes moms, right? If you have children, it is that afterthought. You're at the end of your to-do list. And unfortunately, it is something I hear often with military spouses is, hey, we're not taken into consideration with a lot of things,
Yeah.
ultimately. So, what advice would you give military spouse moms who are considering entrepreneurship but feel overwhelmed by the military life demands?
One piece of advice I could give is give yourself grace. Give yourself grace through your journey. You were still searching, you're still new to this, and it's okay to mess up. Fail fast, fail forward, because you won't know if you don't fail what's working and what's not working. Everything is trial and error. And you keep going and you keep going and you keep going until what works for you. Say, okay, this works for me. I'm not going to give up on something that I want. So continue to say yes to yourself as you develop, as you build, and put one foot in front of the other.
Thank you for that tip. I think many of us are afraid of failure, but it's okay. Like, how else, like you said, how else can you learn? How do you know what's working and what's not if you're not putting yourself out there to do it? So now I'm going to shift towards mental health and motherhood. So I know your background is in therapy, and you did touch on that a little bit in the beginning with your introduction. So, my question for you, as a therapist, what are some of the most common mental health challenges you have seen coming from military spouse moms?
So some common things I've seen is depression, the depressed mood, again, putting yourself on the back burner, not being seen. A lot of times you could be a new mom, so that postpartum hits hard, and then that
Yes.
transition that you're in, it hits hard, feeling like you don't have anybody there, feeling like you don't have the support, the community. We do have it, but in our mind, we have all these things that's going on. Our mind is cluttered. So we think we don't have this. We're alone in the journey. So I see it a lot with the postpartum and the depression and feeling
That's
like. have anything that's there.
Yes, people do have postpartum depression. They may not want to admit to it or feel like they're being judged because they have it. But I think that's a part of knowing yourself. Hey, I know this is something I'm challenging with, and I need to go seek those resources that are available for
Yeah.
me. And we'll talk on some resources as well. That'll be a follow-up question for you. So
Right.
with this, what practical tips do you recommend for managing that stress and maintaining that mental wellness during deployment or PCS moves? Because sometimes that's also when it can come in.
Yes, the moves, the transition, then you get overstimulated, then
Yeah,
you're high. So
yeah,
all the things come into place besides that depressed mood. And so something that's working is giving yourself 2 to 3 minutes to breathe, doing the groundwork, grounding, mindfulness, deep breathing, journaling. Journaling has been a helping tool to help, whether it's 2 minutes, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 10 minutes, taking out pen and paper or listening to your favorite music, having that happy playlist just for you to feel good, just for you to feel good, because sometimes it's not easy. It's not easy. And having the tools to build on is going to help you throughout your journey, whether you feel like you have that support or not. You have the tools that you can pick out from that's going to be able to help you pour into yourself to get back a little bit spark, because all it takes is a little bit. Every little
no,
bit.
you're right. Every little bit does count. And with that, because it sounds like the tips that you're giving have to do a lot with self-care for military spouses. So, what are some realistic ways that one can prioritize it to amid this busy lifestyle?
You have to do the work. You have to be willing to do the inner work. A lot of times we're so in our way because things are happening around us. But when are you going to say yes to actually wanting to do the things? Even if it takes you 1 minute of you sitting in the bathroom. Okay, it's okay to sit in the bathroom and cry for 5 minutes. Now it's time to get up and do something.
Yes.
Action. Now you have to take action. Now you have to be accountable for yourself, because no one's going to take that accountability for you. You have to be willing to take the accountability for yourself. And we have to be willing to have that inside. So it's having that will to do what it takes to get ourselves back to that space.
Yes, preach, girl. Because I was over here earlier raising my hand. Listeners, y'all are not seeing me, but I'm over here doing the finger snaps with what you're saying because it is so very true. It's one thing to sit there and I don't want to necessarily say complain, but it's one thing to sit here and say these are all the issues that we're having, and this is and then focusing solely on that. It's okay.
Yeah,
What can be done about it? What
right,
can you change? What can be something that's
right.
going to have a greater impact for you? So thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
And what role does community and connection play in mental health for military spouses, and how can they find support even when they're far from family?
Oh, it plays a key part. It plays a key part. We'll build on connecting. We'll build on that love and just being able to have a companion or being able to have someone we can lean on, we can talk to. And so when you're far from family or friends, we used to write letters. We used to write letters. Even if
Right.
it's writing a letter to yourself, go back to doing the things that used to work for you. Writing letters, a phone call, even one little phone call is can be helpful. And getting out in the community. If you are a part of, a installation, getting out and seeing what they have available. You have to get out of your own way. A lot of times we're scared to get out there and talk to people, but sometimes it can be for the best of us. It can be for the best of us. So I'm challenging anyone out there that's afraid to go out and see what's available on your installation. If you're on one, just try it one time. Just try going out one time and connecting with someone. And I guarantee you're going to feel a little bit better. It's like, oh, I need to probably try this again.
Right.
Even a yoga class, a Zumba class. I know a
Right.
lot have those fitness classes that you can attend to. And a lot of times, if you can't do that, find something in your area that you're able to do, whether it's online. They have online support groups, a lot of Facebook groups out there. They have meet and greet groups now where you're able to join these groups, and they have meet and greets throughout cities and different things like that where they meet up for brunch. Who does not like brunch?
Right.
Who does
Right.
not eat? So just
Right.
Find the support that you need. Go get what you need because it's out there. It's available to you. A lot of resources are out there for you.
Thank you. And with you sharing those resources, right? Saying, hey, find this Facebook group or find these different things within your community. Are there any that you can think of or that you know of or you're a part of that you could share with our listeners that they can check out?
Oh, I'm a part of so many. So many. I know for here, I'm at Fort Knox. So we have different groups here on post that they share different activities that they have, different connections, meet and greet. So if you are online junkie like me, you can
Right.
go to the Facebook group and type in your location, wherever post that you're located on. I also have a Facebook group. If you want to come and join mine, Thrive Beyond the Uniform, I'll be glad to have you. I'll be glad to share resources with you that have. But a lot of the times, if you go to your search and look at the installation, the location that you're at, they have a lot of groups. Like we have the Warrior Warehouse group here on post where they have the food pantry, where they have the different you're going for an interview. So they have those different meetings and connections that are available to you. So I don't know if it's at every post, but I know they have that here. So that's a good resource to have. So they
No,
have.
absolutely. Yes, thank you for sharing you being a part of these community resources. Anything that you share, I'm going to put it in the description, and I'm also going to have the link to your group in the description so that the listeners can be able to come in and check it out and really delve into that self-care that they need and that time that they need. And to accompany Kay, I have the desk of a Navy wife. It is more me just sharing kind of tips and resources, but there is something that she joins me on Saturdays called Steady Together, and I'm looking forward to it, continuing to do every Saturday or bi-weekly, just so that we can have that space to vent, gain resources, and still feel like you're interacting with people,
I,
and not just through chat.
I love that you do that. It's so helpful. And to meet outside of your network, yeah, you have the support inside of your network where you are, but to meet other military spouses and
Right.
other members of the armed forces that still share similar stories to you is so great. So I'm glad that you're doing that.
Thank you. Yes, I'm excited. We'll see where it goes and where it takes off
Oh,
from there.
it's taking off.
It's taking off. All right, now we're going to shift a little bit more since you shared some resources. We're going to shift towards the balancing motherhood, military life as a whole, and business. That's three different areas that we are juggling for some of our listeners. So,
Yeah.
how do you personally balance the demands of motherhood, military life, and running a business? And are there any strategies that have worked well for you?
So first, I have to get up before the kids.
Right.
I have to
Speak on
get up
it.
before the kids. I have four. So getting up before the little ones. Now, every day does not look the same. It does not look the same. And so I have to give myself grace through that. So again, going back to having a routine, a morning routine, it's been so helpful for me. Journaling, I have the 5 minute journal that is a daily staple of mine. Reading
Hmm.
is a daily staple of mine. Drinking water is a daily staple of mine. And this helps me to fill up my own cup. I have to be sure I'm filling up my own cup. And so having these tools that I use become my life system. So creating a life system that's going to work for you, not work for somebody else, because it may look different for somebody else, but that works for you. That's going to be the key to you continuing to pour into yourself. So definitely having those life systems.
Thank you. Yes, you pointing out that it's going to be different for everybody. And with you, again, having that therapy background, also being a life coach. My question for you with more of your life coach business is, do you help build out a plan specifically cater to that individual, when you have your sessions with them?
Yeah, so the plan is individualized based off how you answer the assessment. So I give you an assessment based off the things that you're struggling in. What support do you need from me? So we build out that roadmap, and that's what our 6 weeks will look like, pouring into you. So it's like more like a treatment plan in your world. How are we going to best support you in these 6 weeks?
Nice. And I think it's great that you tackle it at 6 weeks, right? We're not looking a year out. You typically get those questions. What do you want in your next 3 to 5 years? Where do you see yourself? Listen, we're trying to figure out tomorrow sometimes or the evening. So the fact that it seems like you built it out with small goals and making sure they're achievable is going to be beneficial for military spouses.
We wear a lot of hats, so we have to do what's available right now.
Yes. And then my final question for you, if you could share one key piece of advice for military spouse moms looking to pursue their passions while caring for their families, what would it be?
Give yourself grace. Learn a system that's going to work for you and not against you. So you have to build what works for you. And if it don't work the first time, it takes at least 21 days to form a habit and 21 days to break a habit. So figure out what works for you in your space, in your world, and continue to build on that.
Thank you. And then if you could share just finally with our listeners here what your website is and what they can look forward to seeing you at coming in the future, I would love to have that information in the podcast and also in the description.
Okay, so follow me on Instagram at KNoelDur. You're going to be able to click my link in the bio. My website. I am working on some new items to give to the community, and I also have a Facebook group, Thrive Beyond the Uniform, where she's going to be able to link that for you guys. So I'm so excited to have y'all in the community, and glad to be a part of your community as well.
Thank you, Kay, so much again for joining, for giving your insight to share from a motherhood standpoint, business entrepreneur standpoint, and also a therapist and supporting the military spouses. I really do appreciate your time and your
Thank
tips. And
Thank you for having me.
absolutely. It was a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.